Tibetan culture is one of the most spiritual and respectful cultures in the world. The Tibetan people typically practice Buddhism, which is a religion based around Buddha. These people are very respectful and they meditate and visit the monasteries daily. Tibetan people have norms for verbal and nonverbal communication. They also have norms for relational communication. According to Fazl Khan, one of the rituals in Tibet is sticking out your tongue and shaking your head when you're greeting people. This practice would be very disrespectful in America, but it is actually one of the most respectful practices in Tibet. This ritual came from Lang Dharma, who was a king. He had a bacteria on his tongue that made his tongue black. Today, the Tibet people do this to show that they don't have this bacteria and that they don't have a black tongue. Tibetan people have great hospitality. These people frequently have visitors over, and some of the rules are that you are allowed to burp and eat very loudly. You are also allowed to fart, but it has to be quiet. Sometimes in this culture, it is disrespectful to bring up topics of sex and love. Some of the foods in this culture are yak, cheese, and barley. I am now going to show you a video about the foods in Tibet.
Called samba in Tibet.
Samba?
Tibetan, yeah, samba. And we ate barley flour and then ate sugar, butter, and Tibetan tea.
Oh, excellent.
And make small balls that we call pak.
Now, what would you have the pak with? Here.
With Tibetan tea.
Okay.
So it's really easy when you travel.
Oh,
You can, yes, yeah. You can take one bag of samba. And you can just have one ball. This one we call pora in Tibetan.
Okay.
So
The bowl.
The ball, yes.
And what do you call it?
Pora.
Pora. Pora means bowl.
So we you can take those two, and then you can have lunch anytime, you know.
Okay, so this is the Tibetan trail mix, right?
Yes, yeah.
Typically, at the host's house, they will sing and be cheerful. Tibet is a great tourist location. They have many things to see, including the monastery and other sites. Tourists are typically guided because the Chinese own Tibet and they want to monitor the people that visit. According to Chloe Zen, Adas represent honesty, sincerity, and respect. These adas are made of silk and they can be white like shown in the picture, or they can be colorful. The colors represent different earthly things, such as grass, the sky, the sun, and there's many more. These adas are presented by raising them above your head with both hands and then bowing down to the people. Sometimes more than one ada is carried through the town so they can greet more than one person in a night. These can also be sent in letters to show good luck. The adas are also used in weddings. Sometimes the bride and groom is drowned in them. This is a Tibetan wedding. They are very festive and they have many rituals. Some of the nonverbal communication is for the woman, the bride, who uses her ring finger and flicks milk tea 3 times. When she flicks the tea, the 3 things that she represents is Buddha, the heavens, and the earth. The bride's family also brings a colorful arrow and they yell loudly and dance. There is also a lot of music at the weddings. Typically, the bride weeps because she is leaving her family. According to China Odyssey Tours, Tibet people never point. This is seen as disrespectful. They put their palm up like shown in this picture and point it towards the object rather than pointing with one finger. This is especially practiced in the monasteries. There are many spiritual and important figures that these Tibet people have to walk around clockwise. Here is a Tibetan house. Because they have great hospitality, there are other rules that occur. Whenever you enter, you have to sit where the host tells you to. You also have to take off your hat, and you can never walk in front of the table. You can never step over people or step over blankets or pillows. You can never help yourself to more food, but rather you tell the host what you want, and this is seen as respectful. You can never take leftovers for yourself. You can never rub your belly or outstretch your arms. You can also never show the sole of your foot, especially in the monasteries. You have to sit cross-legged or just stand up. When Tibet people have verbal communication, they are very indirect. They like to have deep understandings of people that they are communicating with. This is especially practiced in the workplace. Tibet people work very slowly because they would rather have a deep understanding of who they are working with rather than having good productivity. Whenever Tibet people are leaving, they have great verbosity and respect. They never boast about themselves. These are two women and their children talking. Some other rituals in Tibet are presenting a glass of barley as somebody enters the host house. According to Tibet Roof of the World, the way to drink this is by taking one sip of the barley and then it will be filled again. You take another sip and it'll be filled and then you drink the whole glass. Another form of nonverbal communication is touching foreheads with people that you're close with. This represents closeness and love. This can even occur in the classroom between a student and a teacher if the student says that they love their school. To present a blessing, gifts or a monk's hand is touched to the head of the Tibetan people. This blessing is a form of nonverbal communication. Tibet is a very unique place. It has a high altitude because it is right in the range of the Himalayan mountains. It is north of India and it is blown up on the map. It is actually a very small country. Sometimes in Tibet, brides marry multiple brothers because there are such little farms and it is easier to bring one bride in than bringing a bunch of women in. If you ever get the chance to visit Tibet, you should, because it is very unique, because these people do not have relations with other countries because of its location. I'm now going to show you a video of what I have learned.
That's the route from Sichuan to Tibet. They made a special visit to Daofu County, that's in western Sichuan province. It's also a celebrated center of Tibetan culture, and this is the story they have to say.
Looking down, we first see the Daofu Tibetan houses, row upon row. They are mainly brown and white walls and brown-red pigmented wooden structure have a charm under blue sky and white clouds. On our arrival, these Tibetan grandmothers warmly welcome us, giving us the traditional Tibetan scarf. A Tibetan girl, Joma, is pleased to serve as our guide, introducing us to the Daofu houses we are very proud of. As we enter this room, we are hit by a strong and fragrant aroma. Joma told me that this is sent from local cedar wood.
Unlike the pine wood used in the main structure of the house, more people like to decorate with cedar wood because of its natural colours. Using only a layer of varnish, we do not add any paint to enhance the wood's original colour. The cedar is very valuable, and this richly ornamental work is also scarce.
The interior decoration of Daofu houses is really amazing. The superb skills of local artisans are shown here. The auspicious symbols of dragon, phoenix, Flowers, birds, and clouds can be seen everywhere. Each painting is finely crafted. The local Tibetan people are living in homes that resemble a folk art museum. Our host prepared a sumptuous lunch to entertain us. We cheer up with Chinkagan wine, a high-pitched toast of drama representing the host's deep feelings.
Singing is very common in Tibet.
On the table, all are traditional and popular foods for Tibetan people. Most of the food comes from the yak. The yak meat is the main course and is very delicious even without any seasoning. The butter tea and yogurt are made from yak milk. After visiting the beautiful room, summoning Tibetan-style dining, as visitors, we are deeply moved by the host's enthusiasm. The solemn Daofu residential houses stand on the hillside, a symbol for today's modern world and future generations of the Tibetan simple life and wisdom, as well as their creativity and talent. Panjiji, CCTV.